Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Mame chemo adikudienti galamse no. As we sit here no. NPP for MPs or more parliament, dangerous. MPs or more parliament, no mama galamse we a trap, a idea almost set to ho. Yeah, and there when MPs no start Ofuriata must go, no. Sa MPP MPs no, ne ma galamse ni serious. On say and the amount for are talking about mining in our forest reserves. Na emrebie ni ho sa. Na Ghana ni company individual ankrankra ana ekobie ni ho chance say omo bebewura eye Ghana kwayem e de se chema wuntumi akoye galamse wo ho e de se e de ketijemfua akoye galamse sampan kojo ponkruma e de samia wukumo gabi ochidako kwekuba komo na emrebie ni ho from 1992 ebesi time Akufo-Addo bae na emrebie ni wa ema obi ho kwan se onko himfa onko Ghana kwayem na onko tu egudie na onsensuo bundua na ebi ni Ghana. But you see this NPP majority in parliament, in that majority no if you are santimemo we are 47 no, they deliberately decided to destroy Ghana. Weja. And then Friday me hitisa me guide inti dru baby I also can somebody beka. Inti almost share na deliberately. Almost share side way. No munim say omo bano party yesika omo pese omo wura kwayem no omo ko sensuo no omo say edie india. Remember in parliament osay chairman sabosu ya santini abrantia watena parliament almost 30 years ono na de bi osie se otebrofo chan otufo say tutu osay chairman sabosu time no ss no e kronfo yebusan sa da ne din sisan ye ebebe ya osay chairman sabosu ose o ne uncle bi ne cousin bi ene ba school ena na ofre ne sadi no ene de to no so oyewi osay chairman sabonso atena parliament edi NPP fo enim aka brofo a sebio ni constituents 90% NTS ye de atena parliament di nkwasi asem edi afa ma won office and there also onko parliament bi. But the most important thing is osay chairman sabonso lead NPP MPs tactically to make sure say eye omo aban no omo munipa omo galamse fo no etume wura Ghana kwayem. Now let me show you something. What is Akwawi? Your friend what's his name? Kobi. No, Apia Kubi. Mokai Apia Kubi on a leading MPP. MP Sakronfo ne ka say Ofuriata must go. Ofuriata must go. Omuko Jubilee as a 2 billion cedis omo be che na. Omu yo mbeda ne se nkokọ obianka Ofuriata must go no because time na omu ye Ofuriata must go no. Me catch them what say. A friend of mine who is a Supreme Court judge, still a Supreme Court judge, called me and told me say eye Apia Kubi say omo ko menhia emo for otufo ka kire omo say memo omo mention Ofuriata must go ni biem. From that day nom ko benhia no be sin de obianka Ofuriata must go. Kopem say Akufo-Addo atakora ono decided say Ofuriata has to get a new portfolio e Jubilee House or yet foreign finance minister. Na yedi 10 year boaba ebe so man ko fodi na tem. So Ofuriata must go no, it disappeared. But let me tell you something. Sir MPs 47 woman about Ghana. I'm gonna say Ghana because they have the power to change things to make Ghana better. Obi say and the Apia Kubi or before or a nipa bi anka kuro bi nka say hanging on kano kre. They are diabolic old men. They are full of bad intentions. The SU Ghana galamse no a MPP majority. Titru Asante 447 or more parliamentar. Omo na omo siese eye MPP no ye de twa omo fruma eye omo na nadia. Apia Kubi and the Apia Kubi akotena TV so muntie de oka efa galamse omo ya mekere made bi.
It is the work of the state institution that brings the airline. We have no power to affect the content, except that we can vote by 2/3 majority to reject the whole legislation.
Did you?
No, we did not, because 2022, indeed, when the LI was filed, some of us disagreed. But you need 2/3 of that parliamentary majority to be able to reject it. We call for pre-laying conferencing, and pre-laying conferencing is where we even consider the legislation paragraph by paragraph. And the pre-laying conferencing did not happen. And the law says that if it is laid for 21 days without any objections, it comes into law. The fact is also that you as a person cannot affect it if you don't have your numbers. You will waste your time if you raise it even in a memo and it is not supported by 2/3. It is difficult. It is only the leadership of parliament that can whip the 2/3 for you to be successful. But again, the leadership of parliament is also being influenced by executive. And that is where the law must speak clearly that parliament must also have independence.
Wey MP ofia santimemu apia kubi andi apia kubi in some kind be rebel asro before bi omunum na ene na yakokore kotena nkran brofo nkwa na oba obetena ha twi nkwa na oka ma menwudwo mu nkyire asantefo ne Ghanafo andi apia kubi say sebio galamsey ya ende ye no ekwayem ama chema wuntumi ni MPP fo akogu kwayem a omubu kwaye ne gu no sebio mmra bi a aban ono na ban beto parliament na sa ade a friend airline no sebio nwoma bi a ba parliament a se wunya parliament 2/3 sebio say technically obenya bi 70% of the people in parliament say omu nyina befo so anasa de omu betia. Now say ode sa bill no anasa sa nwoma ne ba parliament a the ayen say sa nwoma ne da wa na edi mfie eduonu ba enankwa eduonu ba 21 days a what happens is that automatically some woman the pese ebe no ebetuma ye enti so the woman go to parliament na some woman no ubehia 70% of MPs from left and right to vote to say sa ede ebi opeso kosi KVIP enti say when you nipa 70% from the minority and the majority emoma mfo so a sa a woman no I will say yetokoto twene na se the some woman beto na majority for no any minority for no what's going to happen and say some woman that parliament na 21 days whatever a what sa a woman no abayemra now appear could be asma no can say sa LI 2462 no your friend the Environmental Protection Mining in Forest Reserve sa bill no the buy no or see onuana buying ministry no or can say it is the responsibility of the ministry, the state institutions to do what? To bring the ally. Into that means say some ministry na this sound woman beto parliament say monto swaba na yenko uraga na kwayem na yenya den na yembu akwa yennguni entu agudie no some ministry no nipa odano no eyekufuado no yeden otu no ekoto ano. Remember sa nipa na oda ministry na no osaye MP or parliament. So it means say even though sa bill no every government institution no the minister leading that bill no or say a member of parliament technically or ka majority or say chairman sabonsu any and the kobi and the appear could be more account. Now time on this sa bill ne buy no this is what happened sanka MPP for or majority side no sa institution at the bill ne buy no sanka MPP form your majority in parliament so we need 2/3 of the number cry na sa bill no omo say enya bill papa what are they supposed to do and ka say apia kubi or say chairman sabonsu omo ye dom kasia omo parliament no sebio oma ban and our power and omo party no power no they were supposed to tell the MP who is the head of that institution presenting the bill and say you are not supposed to bring this here because we are all against it. We don't even want it to come to the floor. Say MPP leadership or more parliament, say almost percent come prevent this bill now. What they would have done and say they would have told the MP na Odisa ministry the ministry, the environmental Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. Some ministry no dey no minister no nanka o say majority ni ka kire ne say unim bibi sa wo de ba ebia wunya 70% no eda ho na di 21 days samra we ebe effective yem pese amanfo be wura ye kwayem akwa akotu galamsey inti nanka so say chairman sabonsu oni and their peer kubi mo any MPP for no stop a minister no cross say don't lay this bill because all the bill we to parliament what is going to happen is yenya 70% no by a person about Ghana ho banti sa bill we krampo de men famba But what the NPP majority did in the say into tie and the appear could be a no see oh sa bill no ube here 2/3 of parliament by 70%, meaning unya NPP for voting na also sakonya ebia half of NDC for vote and sana the bill no ya pass it. But omunim senya de omubenya NDC for voting nti omuba no mbeja to parliament and omka say NDN na ho nti say NDC for no krampo omuni number dodo no omu raise issue na NPP for no ombe decide so omunka ho asem so omanka ho asem a sa eye krata no ebeda parliament mere di 21 days so 21 days ni beto no pe automatically abeda ne mra nti what they did NPP for no ye and say omuma the minister of environment science and technology uninu minister no na Samuel Abujinapo. This is 2022 assembly eka. It is Samuel Abujinapo ofri Jubilee House minister no NPP for the catch and say on for bill nembra. Now the sa airline to parliament. What is going to happen? And they say, enya dia omodi omonsabeka. NDC for the numbers. Into automatically no sa airline no a better parliament 21 days now mature automatically a trigger na better nembra. But on say and the yebusa appear could be say na den na one stop it sa bill no see oh say better parliament there and the wa so be and take action na abeda nembra. Now on say okase nyina no see oh we have to blame the leadership of parliament and blame the executive. Or can you mienu? Or see him blame on any leaders no? Our more parliament no? Any NDC leaders no? Ye we are blame Kufuado. If you say omuna omode sa airline ba ya abayemra. Now what they did was that the NPP majority, which the minister is also an MP and part of no, they could have stopped this airline from even entering parliament. Sena omo do Ghana and Sase, omo peso omo protect Ghana dien, Ghana and forest na. Or say chairman Sabotune appear kubi mono, they could have stopped Abujinapo, who was then the minister, who had been appointed by Kufuado. They could have told him, said no. Whether it's going to get 70% or 2/3 numbers in parliament now, we don't want even this thing to be a thing. But what they did was that almost shada mama Abujinapo, almost Samuel Abujinapo famra. Now so the back na that parliament for 21 days, sir. What MP before can say a parliament na ndi wujuma into Yanfansha NDC for so. And that is what the NPP they have been doing. Into Samuel Abujinapo ya Saudi no. This is what happened. After Saudi no, you saw this. Come out. I'm trying to find a story to show you. Samuel Abujinapo ede airline baye 2022 NPP for boano Emma airline pass ye Emma 21 days no. What we say after that they be Samuel Abujinapo land minister because time na our ministry the ministry of environment no and no man de sa airline baye into the airline baye na NPP for Emma ne be mature e be dan emra because no person omura ye kwayem into omo share omo ja to wo and ebeye mra omuwie no beye Abujinapo den substantive den land minister and 1696 mining license in the past 8 years and Abujinapo ya or the airline called parliament no and the Abujinapo as the minister no will to me assign license in 1696 from 1995 ebesi time Kufuado power na license ayama 57. From 95, eba ya be see time 2016 Kufuado ebe president no. Na license from 95 JJ Kofo Atamos ebe see Mahama so no. Na 95 licenses per and all these governments have put together and assign. Samuel Abujinapo as the environmental minister no. Through the NPP leadership in parliament no, they pushed the LI into parliament. They knew said they were not going to get 2/3 of parliament to support it. And Mujato or such a Mensabonsu led it. Apia Kubimu led it. They left it there 21 days and it became law. Omuye no move Abujinapo na the airline by Esaba land ministry. And Abujinapo Abe signing 1696 licenses. So you see, into tie and the Kobi and the Apia Kubia. Or Kasalutu so with Jimmy Omongeni Papa. Sa galamse ayekoso no planning from opposition. It is something that they planned and they knew what they were doing. It is a one say and ye too quiet, ye say quiet, ye bundia, and ye NPP 4 way, and Israel Chema to me is confident to enter our forest. And then your forest ni nyina say because tactically omunim de na omoye. Osai chairman Sabonsu any and the Apia Kubimuno, they guided a Samuel Abujinapo to bring this ally. Because na emrebie ni ho na yenye ya adwin posi de ensa beka virgin forest no 2022 and make his decision no. And I'm going to say, oh, yeah, the animo, Abujinapo Nedeba. Abujinapo is an MP. Abujinapo is working for Kufuado. He's an appointee of Kufuado. Abujinapo Samuel is part of the majority. So why didn't the leadership in majority tell Abujinapo, say, no, don't even present this? Because we want to protect our water bodies. We want to protect our land. We want to protect our forest. But they said, Abujinapo, drop it. We will not pay attention. We know we are not going to get NDC for some support here. So we will let it sit there. It did 21 days, it take effect. That is why we are here today. And they are mining in our river bodies. In Tubusa, we say, then LI 2462, what we call the Environmental Protection Mining in Forest Reserve Act. Then a buy also a parliament and also blame them. Don't blame NDC for. Blame the NPP that had the power to stop it in the first place, not to even present it. So what they do, they be amudi bonia normal country NPP NDC abeshemu. They be amudi bonia Ghana na say no, 90% no NPP MPs or more parliament. And 90% no 70% no Asante 4 MPs now more parliament no 47 no on say and the galamse na Asante my pa na say no because omo no mutu galamse ni kesi. Send omunya TV so tena they will tell you say oh TV so no NPP NDC are the same ade we there nanka was say. So this is what my team they are telling me. Time of COVID buy in 2020 no Abujinapo any ministry no almost signing 700 licenses 700. Time of COVID aba ni nyina ye wu no ayesema obi MP no almost signing 700 licenses. Na ye nyina say hey they say they ntumi pie ye nyina ye hyedem ye ntumi nya bibia no na eye NPP for signing 700 licenses 700. So ask yourself, who is the cause of this problem? The NPP. A majority of NPP Asante 4 MPs. And internet and and the appear could be TV. So we should blame the leadership of parliament. We are not supposed to blame the leadership. We are supposed to blame the majority in parliament. Because our colleague in the buyer representing an institution, they had all the right to stop their colleague if they actually thought of Ghana for your forester, but they did not care. 2020 alone, they signed 700 licenses. And they say almost signing 1,696 licenses. They still have some on their tables. And they are signing it for NPP criminals destroying our forests, destroying our water bodies. Iti galam say na hunu sana asay Ghana nyina no deliberate. Almost sheda no ye. Don't listen to NPP, eh? This is not a time for me to come sit here and advise you about not voting for the MP. NPP, what to my NPP, that's the end of you. Meso men power chow say sebio men power chow also hunyansa. Where the 18 kwade also who say aban we omo jimi. Omo ya kromfo.